Hi everybody, I'm just dropping in with a little video today to share a little bit about where I'm up to and why I've not got many videos up in the last few days, and where I am with creating some of the content that I have been talking about creating. So as you can see, I am not in my therapy room. I'm not in Sowerby Bridge. I'm actually at my dad's. So every month I visit my dad, which if you have watched my video that I last posted on Thursday, I think it was, about the new EFT series that I'm creating free on my YouTube channel, you may have come across the fact, and maybe that's how you found my channel actually. So my dad is a Jehovah's Witness and I am a ex-Jehovah's Witness, and it's always very, very interesting when I come and visit because he's obviously as active as an 88-year-old registered blind man can be within the religion. He does believe still a lot, if not all, of what they teach, which, yes, means he believes that I'm going to be destroyed by God. And that is something that comes into conversation when we sometimes do broach the subject, which we rarely do, because because my dad is someone who doesn't like confrontation, and I am someone who lets him be at peace with his choice, or at least I try to be, whilst also holding out hope that he will one day himself escape before his time on earth is done. But anyway, so being here is always quite interesting. I have two of my girls with me. The other one is at home with the dad. And it's always interesting because obviously he's listening to things on for the content that they produce on their website and online. And he will, like, he's gone out this morning to their congregation. Sometimes he's listening on Zoom at this time. He did actually think he'd be on Zoom, but it turns out that someone was able to give him a lift. So obviously at 88 and blind, he's dependent on people being able to take him. As it happens, where he lives here in this little block of flats, there are a few other Jehovah's Witnesses. So like I said, I think in that video, like, he is well supported by the community, which is brilliant for him, because at least they've got that going for them. Unless, of course, you choose to leave. But that's for a whole other subject when we start to dive into the EFT stuff. So yeah, because I was getting ready to come here, and I've just been going through my own stuff with sort of the crazy astrological events that are going on at the moment. I think a lot of people are feeling the energy of all the planets in retrograde, and that's not like, we don't blame them for the chaos that's going on in our lives. It's just that when life is chaotic, usually when you look back, there has been some planetary alignment or some shift in the cosmos, because it is impacting us on an energetic level that is not because we've had this knowledge hidden from us, at least in the Western world, for such a long time. We're not aware of how energetically connected we are to the energies of planets, the stars, the sun. It's not about that being why we have chaos in our lives and blaming it. It's about actually knowing we are part of it. And so just as a magnet will attract another magnet or repel another magnet, there's this like energetic bouncing around of our energy fields and the energy fields of the planet. And that's how, like, energy blueprints, things like human design, things like astrology, that's how they're impacting us. It is because we're all part of the energetic framework of the cosmos. So while I've been going through my own stuff, watching the things come up, the patterns come up. I've referred to them in the video, these stories that I've realised it's time to shed, which is interestingly, you know, there's this whole like new beginnings thing going on with the cosmos. I am shedding these like deeply ingrained old patterns and beliefs that I'm just not good enough. I am not a good enough human to have anything, therefore, or to amount to anything, therefore that's just the pattern that has played out through my life, obviously then with the indoctrination stuff. To top it off has been an interesting journey to navigate, we'll say that. But it's also, so much has come to me in the last few days, both from other people's wisdom, from nudges, from synchronicities, the same people mentioning the same, that different people mentioning the same thing make me go, I should really go and look into that. So that I do, so that I'm like, oh, that's another piece of the puzzle that helps and supports me through my journey to share my life experience and basically be more of a light and more of a support to the people who then find me and come to me and reach out for support from me. So that's why I've actually been a little bit AWOL from my YouTube channel. And meanwhile, if you didn't catch that video on the new series of EFT I'm doing, it has definitely made an impact, and it's clearly a needed thing. And I'm looking at the first video I make during the coming few days. I think it'll be Wednesday, because that's when I'm next in Seoul. Will be just a fairly general, easy to use EFT for people who have left high control groups, specifically Jehovah's Witnesses, just to begin to release some of the belief patterns, the programming, the subconscious programming, just to release some of that, exploring what comes up and into my awareness in the next few days that I can use within the video. And if you are an ex-Jehovah's Witness watching this and you have a thought or an idea that you have found helpful, or the one thing that you know has been impacting your life, then it'd be ace if you could drop like a comment on what that has been. So yeah, it's very, I think it's very much needed, and as I said in the previous video, it's something that I think will benefit a lot of non-ex-JWs as well, because a lot of us are subconsciously programmed from a lot of other aspects and elements in life. So a lot of the patterns that I see within ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, I also see within the home education community, because of the conditioning that is impacted on people and, well, on most of us from school, from the fact that, you know, a lot of people don't realise, well, first of all, you don't have to go to school to get a good education. Like, that in itself is a bit insane. That, you know, we have to, obviously at this time of year, as the school year is ended, there's always a greater number of people who deregister their children from school at this time of year. There's obviously people who've done exams, and like just that whole idea that at 16 or 18 we should know what we want to do for the rest of our lives is literally one of the most crazy concepts that comes out of school. So it's not just people who have been in cults or high control groups or religions that have these conditioned beliefs around what shows success or what makes them good enough. It's a pattern that many people hold. So these videos will help a lot of people, but the wording and the specifics in them will be tailored to the beliefs and doctrines of Jehovah's Witnesses to support and help them. So that's in the coming week. I will be making that the first one of those, quite a general supportive EFT. I have some EFT videos to make for my group, for people who have attended my group, as aftercare videos for people who've attended my groups. And I have a couple of short EFT videos that I've not yet created for my 5 main EFT sessions that I do, that I repeat through the course of the group sessions that I do, which are anxiety, relationships, diet and food, money, and grief. Did I say grief? I say grief? No, grief. Grief. So they're my 5 that I repeat through, but then every other one I include a new subject around the EFT. So but I want to also include a short video on YouTube that's free, where people can get a taster of what my style of EFT is and be able to find that content for free on YouTube, and then from there come and join me for a group, or have a one-to-one session. All the links for all of that will all be down in the description. So that is going on. And also the rest, surrender, trust process content. I'm creating some of the bonus content that is going into that process on my website over the course before we actually start for real in September. I've got some bonus content to create and add to that. So yeah, that's where I'm up to. Just a little update of what's been going on, where things are, and so I'm here then with my dad. I've got 2 of my girls with me. Don't know if I said that yet already. I've got 2 of my girls with me, so the 2 eldest are with me. I enjoy just that time with them because I love my teenagers, and it always gives me an insight into the challenges that teenagers in the world face today, and the support that I can then give to them, and also to mums or dads of teenagers, because it's a really unique and special time for them. But it's often a part of youth that gets misrepresented, maybe because we weren't supported as teenagers growing up, maybe because of the way most adults were treated as teenagers, because that repeating cycle is there, that teenagers are like full of themselves but don't know shit, and they're not smart, and they're not clever, and they don't know what they're doing, and they're hormonal, and they're this and they're that. And I find it very interesting watching my own teenagers navigate through the self-directed wisdom that we have endeavoured to impart upon them, navigating life through that. And when they will come back to me and go like, why did you not do this with us when we were younger, or could we maybe have not had things this way? And I'll explain why certain choices were made, and they often see the path that was put before them, the reasons why it was put before them, and they sometimes make me think and make me go, well, yeah, maybe there is something in that, and maybe there's better ways to have implemented things. Obviously I can't go back and change things, but I can certainly improve anything that does come up from a holistic standpoint, and be like, right, yeah, well, we can address that now, of any impact that may have had on you. And I think one of the big things is for me to not feel like a complete failure as a mum, because they will come to me and say, well, maybe we should have done this, and maybe we should have done that. One thing they never do say is maybe we should have gone to school, though, because interestingly, the older they all get, the more they're like, yeah, that wasn't the right path. That wouldn't have been the right path because it's not conducive to their skill set, and it's definitely, for all three of them, would have hindered and hampered their self-exploration of who they really are and what their biggest enjoyments in life come from. It may have given them a little bit more structure and a little bit more organisation, but let's face it, structure and organisation isn't necessarily the best for everybody to get the best from life. And being constantly and consistently told what to do when you're young can impact you, so that when you're an adult, you haven't got clarity on your direction because there's nobody there telling you what to do, what time to do it, when to do it, how to do it. And this is, I think, something that then plays up in when there's neuromagical, neurospicy aspects going on, because that self-direction hasn't been supported and guided, because right up till the age of 16 or 18, people were telling them how to do things and when to do them. And you got into the big wide world where nobody's telling you how to do things and when to do them, and you not learn how to be self-directed in doing that. And that, I think, is like a really big piece of the neurospicy puzzle. Definitely something that I've had to work through with my own my own traits of neurospiciness, to be able to navigate life in a way that best suits my energy and my like how my brain works. And I think that for me is a really big piece of the self-directed puzzle for young people to learn as they're going through things. But obviously, if you've got neurospicy mum and dad or neurospicy family members, and you've got a different makeup of different people within the family, it's why I don't like the term neurodivergence and neurotypical, because I just think we're all so totally unique in how our energy works, and therefore how our neurosystem works and how our physical bodies work with that they're just labels that people have put on to fit a category and a way of being that fits in with a school system, an education system, a factory worker system, because that is where schools came from, or a soldier system, actually, army system. When you go back to its roots are in training soldiers school. There's only a small category of people that really, really suits. Most people have a very different approach, and we all have a very unique approach. But of course, a school can't take 30 people per class and teach in 30 different ways, or multiply that by however many years are in a school, or however many forms are in a year, to tailor unique teaching. And that's it's a flaw in the system. So being able to support individually, and the responsibility being on the caregivers, those who've grown the children, those who've nurtured the children, those who've raised them, is like a really big piece of the puzzle. So anyway, that's my little bit for today. I'll be back with daily content in the next few days, maybe not till I'm back home, but there will be sometime Thursday or Friday. There will be the first EFT for ex-Jehovah's Witnesses video live, and I think it's a easy quick, easy EFT for money that will be dropping. And what else have I not done? EFT, quick, easy EFT for food and diet as well. I think they're the two that I've got to update and make in the next few days once I return back to Yorkshire. And we'll see what other content drops in the meantime as well. So meanwhile, enjoy your day wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. Please do like, comment and subscribe, all those lovely things that YouTube likes to grow my channel and get me out there, particularly for the ex-Jehovah's Witness community with these coming videos in the coming months as well. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye.